unemployment at its lowest since 1969. And that has led many prominent people to talk about stagflation. It's high inflation combined with a stagnant economy. Last time we saw it prominently was in the 1970s, which is quickly followed by a recession. NTD's Fake Quarter has more.
At a G7 meeting Wednesday, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said,
"Food and energy prices are having stagflationary effects."
In his new book, former Fed Chair Ben Bernanke wrote that there could be stagflation in the next year or two, and 77% of fund managers see stagflation coming. Stagflation happens when the economy is stagnating at the same time there's high inflation.
It seems very likely at this point.
Robert Wright is a senior faculty fellow at the American Institute for Economic Research. Wright says when the economy is shrinking,
businesses don't have reasons to keep people employed. So if the economy continues to shrink, then businesses will likely shed workers.
Stagflation is uncommon because during economic downturns, prices usually fall. Businesses are forced to cut their prices as demand for their products dwindles.
If stagflation has to come, it has to come from the supply chain crisis or the food inflation, which is going through the roof.
Sankar Sharma is the founder of RiskRewardReturn.com. Sharma says the Fed has no control over the supply chain. The Fed mainly has the power to change interest rates and money supply.
We're already seeing stagflation by definition. We have extremely high inflation, and the economy fell by 1.4% last quarter.
John Dunham is the president of John Dunham and Associates. Dunham doubts the economy will grow much this quarter. Real GDP dropped by 1.4% in the first quarter, but unemployment is still very low. So we're not exactly seeing the great stagflation of 2022 at the moment.
You get out of it through the Federal Reserve raising interest rates. And that induces a recession, and people get laid off, but money supply growth decreases, and so that puts downward pressure on prices.
Robert Wright, the senior faculty fellow at the American Institute for Economic Research, says this is what Paul Volcker did during the stagflationary period in the 1980s. Fake Quarter, NTD News.